All right. Hello and welcome. I'm Alexis. Let's start this over. I'm Alexis. I am a certified nutrition coach and weight loss specialist, and I love making healthy, simple, quick recipes for you. Today, I want to make a cacao chocolate recipe that we all know and love, right? So all you are going to need is cacao powder, a sugar substitute. I like to use Lakanto sugar substitute. A sugar substitute is basically just a sugar that comes from a plant, and it provides no calories. It is really just all fiber, so I like that. And then some clarified butter in the form of ghee. And then we also are going to use some water. I like using silicone trays for this recipe because you can just pop them out and they're gonna be like little chocolate bites. Now, why do I like cacao powder? There's really three main reasons that I love cacao. One, it can be used as a gluten-free flour substitute and have a delicious, rich chocolate flavor. The second is that it actually provides you with a lot of nutrients, antioxidants and flavonoids, and it really does help reduce inflammation. So I really like that. Did I mention the third reason? Oh, it just has a really deep, rich chocolate flavor, but you're not getting the sugar that you would in typical chocolate recipes. So let's begin. First, did I mention that we need a blender because we're gonna blend all of this up. And this is gonna turn out to be like little chocolate pieces of literally heavenly chocolate pieces, okay? So first things first, I don't know why I feel like I have two left feet today. Let's plug this in here, okay? And let's see who's here. Hi Mary, hi Sue, hi Beth. So all the questions, someone just asked me if I believe in intermittent fasting. We'll save all questions to the end of the recipe and the end of the cooking. But really fast, I just believe in having set meal times throughout the day to reduce inflammation, to help with insulin resistance. If you eat and you don't graze throughout the day, you eat consistently but not constantly. That's my terminology to describe how you should really focus on meals. And you really do need to make sure that at those meal times, you are creating a balance of protein, fats, and carbohydrates at every meal. Eating healthy doesn't have to be hard, and it doesn't have to be stressful, and it doesn't have to take hours in the kitchen. So my philosophy is you eat to really enjoy the food, and if you are trying to lose weight, you really want to get a better relationship with food by preparing meals that are delicious and work with your lifestyle, but really focus on keeping your blood sugar balanced, which is just a fancy way of saying make sure all of your meals are going to be packed with nutrients. Okay. We can go into that at another time. So let's get started. Cacao powder, we are going to put everything into here. I like to measure my, sorry, I forgot to get this. My handy dandy food scale that I love so much. I measure a lot of the things that I make or that I eat because we can control what we manage, right? So I like to control what I'm eating. I like to see how much I'm having, and so that's what I do. So to the blender, because we're gonna blend all this up, it's gonna be so easy. I'm gonna put around 1/4 of a cup in here, which is typically like a scoop from like a protein packaging that you would get. And actually it's a little bit more. I want 37 grams, which is typically 1/4 of a cup. This scooper was actually less. So let's see, or maybe I didn't fill it up enough. So 35, 38, okay. And then we are going to use, now you could use powdered erythritol or powdered, sugar substitute and not necessarily blend it up, but powdered sugar substitute is much more expensive, and you could just blend up your regular, you know, sugar substitute, and it would become powder once you put it in the blender. So now we're gonna take, we're gonna do equal amounts. So I'm gonna zero this out, equal amounts of the sugar substitute. Okay, and then if this was regular butter, I would melt it and then I would put it into the blender. But because it is really just like melted already, I'm gonna just use one of my measuring. We're gonna do half of a tablespoon. Clarified butter is my favorite, you know, tasting butter in my opinion, and also good for you. So let's put that in there. And then the water. So I have, every time I make this, it seems, I seem to want to use a different amount of water. Right now I have a cup, but let's just, all right, let's do the full cup because it actually will make more of these bites and they're all going to be pretty sweet. So that's perfect. All right, so we're going to, hi guys, hi Melissa, hi Ro, hi Sam. That's great. So we have some subscribers on here. This recipe is on my website, lexlovesfood.com. Yes. Okay. So we're going to take the blender and we are going to just pop this in. And I have a call at 10:30, so if I have time, maybe I do have time, I can make the other recipe that I wanted to make, which are cacao cookies. Flourless cacao, low carb, low sugar cookies. So now we're just going to evenly distribute this amongst all of the, my little notes here, all of the little silicone ice cubes, I guess you want to call it. I like these. You could buy different kinds of silicone trays. You could really get fancy with it with hearts, butterflies. I just like it. I like my chocolate to look like what I would typically want, which is like, you know, a mound of chocolate. So I really believe in substitutions for your cravings, right? So like if you're craving something, what can you have that'll satisfy that you know, Reese's peanut butter cup, but it won't, you know, affect your, it won't affect your, you know, like goals. I don't like to say that. I really want to mention that, you know, you can have the Reese's peanut butter cup, but my substitutions are lower in calorie, they're lower in sugar, so you're gonna feel better. But I never want you to feel like you have to deprive yourself. When I work with clients one-on-one, I never want them to feel like I'm taking anything away from their diet by giving them, you know, substitutions for those foods that I know we all love and crave and want, but they just don't always fit in a day because you may want to use those calories on something else. So now I've provided you with another, you know, another way that you can indulge, but in a way that will work for you. So, and help you, you know, lose the weight that I know you want to. Now, managing your weight is something different, but typically I work with women who are trying to, you know, lose weight, lose those last 5-10 pounds, lose 100 pounds. Over the years, you know, I've worked with women who are looking to, you know, lose a ton of weight, lose a little bit of weight. It all really comes down to the same kind of mindset and the same kind of eating. You know, it doesn't matter how much you have to lose. So, oh, thank you. What a beautiful kitchen. Thank you. So now I'm just going to pop this lid on and I'm going to freeze these, and then they come out to be like a hard chocolate delicious mound. Now that we have some time, maybe what I'll do is I will show you how I make the cacao cookies, because we do have some time. So let's do that. So for the cookies, it's similar ingredients, right? So it's the cacao, it's the sugar substitute, but actually I'm gonna show you the brown sugar substitute basically tastes like there's some maple syrup in there, which is delicious. And what else? Let's see. Let me get that out. Sorry that I'm turning my back to you. Okay. I didn't think that we would have time, but we do, so let's do it. So we're gonna do 2 egg whites. Here's what you need so you can organize yourself. I don't really even need to wash this out because we're gonna use it again. Delicious. Okay, so you need the cacao powder. You need 2 egg whites. You need the ghee. You need baking powder. I like using baking powder. I find using baking soda is really like too salty. There's too much of like a salty bite, so I don't like that. And then instead of the white sugar substitute, we're gonna use this like, what's it called? Gold monk fruit erythritol blend, 0 calories, 0 net carb sweetener. Good for keto and diabetic friendly, tastes like brown sugar, and it really does. And it has that consistency, that like thick brown sugar consistency. If you are gonna get a brown sugar substitute, this is the way to go. Because there's other ones that are not, like, if you can see this here, it's like a, I can't describe it, but it's like thick. That's a good way to describe it. Okay, oh, one more thing, pumpkin puree. Oh, 2 more things, sorry. Pumpkin puree and gelatin. Oh. Gelatin is amazing because gelatin will actually give your recipe that gluten, that gluten flavor, or that gluten texture you're looking for, that sponginess, but without the gluten. So we're gonna do that. And let's do the pumpkin. Okay. And I am going to keep this live on YouTube. So if you are on YouTube, my name's the same, at Lex Loves Food. But I'm gonna keep this, like, you know, on there, and you can look at it whenever you want. So, pumpkin puree, let's get the 2 egg whites in. Oh, and you wanna preheat your oven to 350. Okay, let's get this all aside, and let's crack 2 egg whites right in. I love going live with you guys. I just find that I'm so much more real, you know, when I'm live, and I feel like when I go to film one of these, I just don't sound myself. I just don't know what it is, but I do want to make longer form videos for YouTube. So I got to figure out a way that I can do both. All right, so put this in here. And then we're gonna do 1/4 cup of pumpkin puree. Sorry, can you guys see this? 1/4 cup. Let me get my 1/4. I need to get prettier measuring utensils. 1/4 cup pumpkin. And then we are going to do the same amount that we've been using, 37 grams of the cacao powder. Okay, right into here. And if you are on YouTube and you feel like subscribing, I would love it, since I am new to YouTube and new to that whole world, and I need some encouragement. I would really appreciate it. So 37 grams right in there, and then we are going to do the same amount of the brown sugar. Brown sugar substitute, 0 calories, so it will not add any calories to the recipe. Usually sugar adds about 300 calories to a recipe, but not here. And then we'll add some ghee. Did I add the gelatin? No, I did not. I really love gelatin for the consistency that it brings to the recipe. You will find that, you know, going gluten-free, not having the flour, it really affects the sponginess and the, you know, flavor. But when you have gelatin, sugar-free gelatin, it just adds that, you know, squishiness that you want like a cookie to have. this on your website? Yes, Bella, this is on my website. Okay. And I'm gonna keep this live on YouTube. So if you wanna check out my channel, you can always, find this on there. But I will be putting this on my website as well. Okay, so now, we forgot to add the baking powder and the ghee. Okay. Baking powder, I know you're not supposed to eyeball, but I do. It's about a half of a teaspoon. And then let's do 1 teaspoon of ghee. Okay. You really can't go wrong with these. You can't mess them up. That's the thing. Guys, I am not a chef by any means. That is not my claim to fame. My claim to fame is finding healthier options for the foods that you love and that you crave, and making sure they can fit into your lifestyle and fit into your calorie budget for the day, and make you feel good and not be too high in calories, so that you can fit other delicious foods into your day, but also never feel deprived. Like, that's what I'm all about. I know there's a lot, but okay. Can you help with high cholesterol? Absolutely, I can help with high cholesterol. Get your fiber in. Okay, let me just. Sorry, that's really loud. Okay, let me get my baking sheet. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna add just a drop of almond milk. You could add water, but let's just do a drop of almond milk because it's a little thick. And you know what? Sometimes when the pumpkin puree is thick, sometimes it's watery and you don't need to add any liquid, but sometimes it's a thicker, consistency. So, and yes, I make a mess when I cook. But luckily, all right, sorry, one more time. I was gonna say, luckily I don't use too many ingredients at once, so it's an easy cleanup. All right, this looks good. Let me just get, never know where to put anything in here. I'll get a pretty spatula. I'm gonna mix, okay? And I'm gonna make sure everything's well combined. Here's what it looks like. It's a thick cookie, but you'll see. So now let's clean up my area. And then we will put these on a silicone baking sheet. I like using the silicone baking sheets because they allow you to use them more than once. You just wash them off and they're really easy to use. I don't love buying the parchment paper that you have to constantly, throw out after each use. Anything reusable, anything reusable that'll save you time and money, I like. Efficiency is key. Let's see. Okay. So let's wipe this down. And someone asked if I could go over the ingredients again. I'm gonna keep this on YouTube. I'm gonna upload this today. So if you want the ingredients or the recipe, you can tune in to my YouTube page, which is Lex Loves Food. Subscribe there and you can see it. Okay, sorry guys. I'm going to just put this off and we're gonna scoop these cookies out together. Let me just get this and a tablespoon measure. Okay, I have that. So I'm just gonna use some avocado oil spray. Now the parchment paper, the silicone baking sheets are non-stick, but I still like to, spray it so the cookies don't stick. And then these are gonna be really thick, which is awesome. And we're just going to put them right on top of the parchment paper. I keep saying parchment paper. The silicone paper. Silicone sheet. Get it together, Alexis, right? Okay. And then we're just going to scoop each one of these out and kind of like mold them into cookies. Okay, and you could add a little bit more liquid if you want, but I like these to be like on the denser side. I like all of my desserts to be dense. I just find it like fills me up more. I just feel like I'm eating something more decadent if it's dense, more dense. Some people like, you know, like I love rye or pumpernickel bread because it's dense, but some people like light, fluffy bread. I like dense bread. Someone said that they're hungover. What should they eat? Well, you should definitely have some salt for some electrolytes. Definitely get like a 0 sugar Gatorade, I would say. I would definitely say get yourself some protein, fat, and fiber. Do an egg, you know, like a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich with some grease is what's going to soak up the alcohol, but I have a delicious way to make that. I have my gluten-free bun that I use. Now, you could use it. I just like ordering this specific bun. And I do my eggs myself, you know, like I just 2 eggs over easy on the stove. And then I do a piece of regular center cut bacon. I don't like my bacon to be too fatty, and the center cut pieces are not so fatty. And then I'll do like a piece of like light cheese, and that's my bacon, egg, and cheese. Sometimes I'll put a little butter, you know, on the bread. Sometimes I'll just like cook the eggs with some butter so it doesn't need it. But that's what I do, because if I'm making it myself, and I know when you're hungover, it's hard to make things yourself because you're feeling like crap. But if you can do it, you'll feel much better. Okay. Let's put it there. And then I'm going to top this with some sprinkles just to give it some festiveness. Hold on, let me get a spoon. I know my hands are a mess. Just bear with it. These are nice and thick. Love it. I was actually able to get my kids to eat these, which I was shocked about. Each one of these cookies, if you wanted to know, nutrition-wise, calorie-wise, they are about 14, 15 calories each, which a typical, like, if you see those like Tate's cookies, you know, those like chocolate chip cookies from the store are like 70 calories each, so you're saving a lot of calories with these. Or even like the Nestle, you know, Toll House cookies. Okay. So here it is. Here they are, I should say. All right. And let me get the sprinkles. And they're regular sprinkles. I cannot do the sugar-free sprinkles. So if you are diabetic or you need to watch your sugar and you don't want to add the sprinkles, you could do sugar-free ones, or you could do sugar-free, like Lily's chocolate chips are good with them. All right, let me just wash my hands. And here. So I use the nonpareils. I love nonpareils as my sprinkles. All right. And here we have my delicious and nutritious cacao cookies with sprinkles, sugar-free. Well, besides the sprinkles. So here's that. And then here's the chocolate bites that I'm gonna put in the freezer. And together we made some nice recipes. 2 nice recipes. I don't have my oven on, so I can't make them right now, but I'm going to show you the finished product when they're all finished. Maybe I'll put it on a story or something. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing some of your morning with me. I love cooking live. It's my favorite thing. So if you are on YouTube and you can subscribe to my channel there, and I will see you soon.